So Path of Exile 2 releases tomorrow, and I just got done going over all the ascendancies on my latest Twitch stream over on twitch.tv/Rathanoob, and uh, I was showing chat my plans for Path of Exile 2 for my starter build and everything, and I was going to make a video about that, but I think there's something a lot more important that I want to go over because everyone's been talking about their starter builds and their plans for the launch and everything, but I've been seeing a lot of I think confusion with Infernalist lately, and I kind of wanted to try to give my 2 cents about that. So for the most part, when I see people talk about Infernalist and their plans on doing Infernalist as their class, they usually talk about Altered Flesh, and they talk about Demon Form, they talk about Demon Flame, they talk about your loyal Hellhound and grinning Immolation and all these awesome damage skills and everything. But I feel like a lot of people are overlooking this node right here, Pyromantic Pact. And I don't know why, but it seems obvious to me why you would want to choose this. But for a lot of people, they seem like this doesn't directly give you damage, and it seems like a negative thing because you take damage whenever it gets too high. They're like, well, why would I take that? Well, I think there's like a very clear reason why you would want to use this, and it's because it basically just lets you spam the hell out of spells without having to worry about their mana cost. So long as you can offset the fire damage that you're taking, that you're already offsetting with Altered Flesh, as well as resistances on the tree, like maximum fire res, and this armor node over here with the heated whatever, where your armor tributes to your fire damage or whatever. I don't know. It's somewhere on there, but a lot of people are overlooking that. And I feel like it's gonna be fucking crazy. You're basically playing like an Archmage build, except instead of stacking maximum mana, you're just using as much mana as you feel like. You just cast whatever the hell you want, and then so long as you can offset the damage and like heal through it, just infinite casts basically. So that got me to thinking about certain skills like this Mana Tempest spell. Assuming that this interacts with it correctly, I have no idea since it says that the cost is 1% mana per second. Since we don't actually have mana, I'm assuming that this means that the bar will fill by 1% per second. Your new bar, your Infernal Flame, is just going to go up 1% per second. But this spell is fucking ridiculous with the damage that it gives you and all the other buffs. It says that creates an arcane storm around you. The storm empowers your spells with lightning damage, while making lightning spell projectiles and beams able to hit more targets. The storm will drain your mana while you remain in it, and any spells you cast add to the mana drain. Leaving the storm will cause it to dissipate shortly after. It also says that the buff causes beams from your lightning spells, so like light ball lightning, and I think orb of storms. They also chain to +2 targets when chaining, but do not chain further from those targets. It also causes projectiles from lightning spells, so like spark and I think arc. Um, those fork to other targets as well. So I don't know. It seems like absolutely nuts to use this for like an archmage setup, right? But since you're consuming so much mana, it's just like why would you ever use it? But it also gives you 58% of damage as extra lightning damage. This makes me think that this spell, if it interacts the way that I think it will be absolutely disgusting with Pyromantic Pact and Infernal Flame. Because you're basically just building up your heat gauge while spamming the hell out of spells. And then if you can get the damage reduction on fire damage low enough, you don't even care about the damage that you're taking here at all. Combined with the demon form, it just seems like a no-brainer to me. You're just gaining so much damage for so little investment. Um, and it'll be kind of like playing a righteous fire build, except instead of trying to, deal with the constant barrage of fire damage on you, you're just kind of trying to offset the damage that you are taking and heal through it when it does trigger. Um, so I feel like people just aren't giving this node enough love. And I've even like gone in and tried to make a whole build revolved around this. I called it Demon Battery. I'm not going to go too much into this, but it's basically just put Mana Tempest down, be stationary, cast a bunch of spells, maybe while channeling Blast or something, cast a bunch of Ball Lightnings and Sparks and stuff, apply a bunch of shocks using supports like Stormfire, which prolongs shocks on ignited enemies, use Flame Wall to have the projectiles from our Spark go through the Flame Wall and apply fire damage to help ignite enemies as well. And I don't know, it just it just seems like it'll be really, really powerful. Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about, really. I really don't understand why everyone's like not really looking at this and they're looking at everything else instead. Unless I'm like completely missing something here. So you guys let me know what you think about Pyromantic Pact. I think it's gonna be fucking incredible. Even if you don't use something like Mana Tempest, you could just use a bunch of spells. Just use a bunch of spells. However many spells you normally would use and you wouldn't think to get away with using, you can do that now. And yeah, I think it'll be very, very strong.